Across Britain, ordinary people are fighting attempts by the government to remove failed asylum seekers. On the Kingsway estate in Glasgow, residents patrolled every morning for 2 years to protect over 300 failed asylum seekers from immigration raids.
I had known about the dawn raids, I had heard them and seen a couple of them. But I got to know a few of the families, and one morning we got the call saying that the vans were coming.
How can you justify ripping people, our friends, out of our community? How can you justify
I can appreciate that you've got a point of view regarding the asylum issue and immigration.
The man was on his balcony and he jumped, which was it's two floors up. About 5 or 6 minutes later, his wife was brought out with the 3 children at the back, and the children were still in pyjamas and they were crying. And I stood and cried on my veranda and said, no, I am not going to stand by and watch this.
The current operation is being stood down.
Most of the families on the estate have now been given permission to stay in Britain.
And if it took early morning, 6 o'clock, standing in the rain, being cold, well, it was well worth it. It was 2 years of hard work, but it all came to a fantastic end. I'm a happy woman, and a better woman for it.
Philippe is a failed asylum seeker from the Congo. He was homeless until the McWilliams took him in.
This thing on the computer, it was called Google Earth, and you could go straight into any country in the world.
Yeah, and you went to Congo?
Yeah, we went to Congo.
That's good.
They're just one of hundreds of families who are taking failed asylum seekers into their homes.
Because these people are very hospitable. The only bad side is the government law about asylum seeker. That is very, very, very bad. My future is dark. I don't know. Everything can happen, and I have a big distress for that.
We have a house that has space, and I think we feel that nobody should be treated in the way that the folks are being treated. You know, this is just wrong. You know, nobody should be. I mean, if anyone we knew, you know, had been going in another country, we would have hoped that they would have been treated in the way that we hopefully are treating the guests that come and stay with us. So.
In Bury, retired teacher Sue Arnold has been running a support group for local asylum seekers for 5 years. She's helped more than 300 families fight deportation. Almost 50 of those families have now been told they can stay, as part of an ongoing government review into the cases of nearly 500,000 failed asylum seekers.
And that was really nice, because the one that Valietta's holding says, I like living in Bury. And most people think, well, what's Bury? Bury is nothing special. But they wanted to live in Bury, which is really nice. And then there's this one that says, asylum seekers are welcome here, which is what they are, aren't they?
Marietta's from Chechnya and has been refused asylum, but her neighbours are fighting to help her stay.
Very friendly people, very friendly, my neighbours. I'm like English people. I miss my country very, very much. My country, my daughters. I miss you.
I think we've made it very hard for the Home Office to remove families who are settled, and I think every MP up and down the country will know that, because they will all have been lobbied like we've lobbied ours. And so I think there must have been pressure on the government to say, sort this out in a humane way.
At the Unity Centre in Glasgow, volunteers fight to get asylum seekers released from immigration detention centres.
Within weeks, we had hundreds and hundreds of families register with us, and we started to organise protests outside of the Home Office. What happens is the people who are on this board, they are families that we're helping. We have what we call urgent action cases. This is Umar Hussain from Sri Lanka. He's a Muslim man from Sri Lanka. They were detained last week, and when were they going to send you back to Sri Lanka? Is it Thursday? Friday. We don't do casework. We're not experts, as we keep telling people. We're just ordinary punters doing what we can. But you're safe just now. Your lawyer says that you are safe just now, yeah?
Yes,
yeah. And
thank you.
No, that's no problem. It is hard work. It is traumatic. It is difficult. Huh? But by doing that, yes, we will win. We do win.
Robert Spooner is a retired engineer. Now he organises support for over 1,000 failed asylum seekers across Sheffield.
In the room where we give out money to the lucky 70 or so people who get money, they do not want to go home because of the danger that they would be in.
Robert's helping Barak, who fled fighting in the Congo but has been refused asylum here.
We were not allowed to do anything in this country. That's why we need some help.
Can you work?
We can't work. We can't go to the college. You can't do anything. We're not allowed to do anything.
As a failed asylum seeker, Barak gets no state support and lives on charity.
They give me a Tesco voucher.
How much for?
This is for £10, I think, £10. Just £10. £10 a week.
We've managed to get quite a few people who are willing to put asylum seekers in their spare room. One guy has actually spent his life savings buying one house and then got a mortgage on a second house, so there's 8 people in those 2 houses, 4 women, 4 men.
Tendero was an opposition supporter in Zimbabwe. He's been living on handouts since he was refused asylum.
What this government is doing, the British government is doing, is trying to teach all of us a lesson and say, this is not a destination to come. We are not an easy touch. And someone asked me a question and said, is this working? I said, I speak with my family and friends back in Zimbabwe every day and say, this is what I'm going through. They don't think the British, with the international image they have, are capable of doing that.
As a British person, were you surprised this was happening in this country?
I was absolutely ashamed. Ashamed to be British. I'd rather not be here with this sort of law about foreign people.